Okay, here's the new star on the horizon, just tended to by her youngest daughter. Well, not quite.
Now that should upset Weezy.
Daughter.
Okay, on the air. You're on the air now.
The Northland is magnificent. The weather, the fishing, the scenery, the many happy things to do make it perfect except for the wood ticks. I don't really mind ticks out in the woods. That's their place and I'm a trespasser. But I hate it when they invade my territory. Nothing is more frustrating or embarrassing than to be seated at a formal dinner with a group of strangers and to suddenly feel a wood tick working his way up the inside of your undershorts. I knew it was a tick. Ticks have 8 legs. I could feel him plant each of his 8 feet as he pushed himself toward what he evidently thought would be the main course. There is really little that can be done about stopping a wood tick that has made up its mind. You can feel him, but you can't always find him. And even when you find him, you can't always stop him. And just when you think you've lost him, he'll pop up again just where he's the least expected. I tried to stop my tick with my thumb. I pressed it so hard my thumb turned purple. The lady on my left, a perfect stranger, leaned my way with sympathy and concern. "You all right?" she whispered. I nodded, still pressing hard with my thumb. She glanced to where I was pressing, then looked at me out of the corner of her eyes. "You sure?" she said. I nodded again. She jerked her head toward the rear of the room. "The men's room is through that door, and turn left," she said. "I've been there," I said. "Go again," she said. "No one expects you to limit yourself." "I have a tick," I said. "You certainly have," she said, "and it's a bad one. You even twitch." "I mean a wood tick," I said. "Where?" she demanded. She leaned closer, and that frightened me more than the tick. I thought she intended to help me find it, right there in public. Where I don't want it and can't find it in public, I told her. She nodded at my purple thumb. "There," she said. "He was there," I said. "I'm no longer sure. I've been pressing so hard. My thumb is numb. I can't feel a thing." Get to the men's room," she commanded. "Strip down. You have to find him before he digs in." I excused myself. I sauntered nonchalantly to the men's room. But once there, I tore off my clothes and I went through my shorts like a monkey goes through a muddy scalp. There was no tick. I twisted my arms and legs into crazy contortions, trying to inspect things. I got a crick in my neck trying to peer down the middle of my own back. Finally, I took a shower that was so hot it nearly boiled me. But I knew no wood tick would be able to stand it. I dressed, then just stood there. I waited. I didn't feel a thing. If he was still around, he was playing the waiting game. I walked back to the table and sat down. I sat there tense and expectant, waiting for him to make his move. The lady next to me was sitting ramrod stiff. She seemed to be holding her breath. I wondered if she was angry because I had embarrassed her. I leaned over to explain. "I couldn't find him," I said. "I know," she said. "He's under my girdle."
If you want more ticks, you go to Missouri.
Hey, we're
very good.
I think we should have an encore.
Not the way it goes.